So here, now this is second section starting. So first section was your position is inconceivable. How you remain in the material world but remain unaffected. Second section is your protection is inconceivable. This is from 23 to 28. So let us look at this section. Hare Kamse Nirudhati Chiram Shucharpita Vimojita Munchasaha Pujavyo Parivana Theno Vipatara So Kunti Maharani, after describing the position, now starts contemplating on how the Lord has acted in her life and in the life of her loved ones. So first, she starts from those who are close to the Lord. So she will see in this section, she will not talk about Yashoda mites being protected. Because actually in Vrindavan, the mood is different. So she will talk about Damodar Leela in the 31st verse. But when she talks about protection, she talks about how Devaki has been protected. Repeatedly. Yatha Rishikesh Khale Devaki Rishikesh. My dear Lord, you are the controller of the senses. So you are the controller of the senses of the devotees, you are the controller of the senses of the demons. Khale Devaki Kamsena. So the evil Kamsa, what did he do? He imprisoned Devaki for long time. 6 children were born inside prison. And then the 7th was apparently miscarriage. The 8th child was also born in prison. And then, so for all these long years, for a person who is accustomed to living in royalty, to live in prison is a very great austerity. It's a great prison. And that too, they were not like nowadays the politicians are arrested, they are put in comfortable house arrest. They were not done like that. They were actually in prison cells. So it is quite miserable. But Kamse Dhati Chiram Shucharpita Vimojita you came and liberated. So actually if you look at Krishna's pastimes, Krishna, all his pastimes in Vrindavan have 2 characteristics. Of course there are many characteristics, but let me do our discussion. One is that, as Uddhava says in the 3rd chapter of the 2nd chapter, or 3rd chapter of the 3rd chapter, in his remembrance of Krishna, he says that Bala Kriya Kamiva, that even his killing of demons is Bala Kriya. It's just like a play. Krishna, if you see throughout his early pastimes, does not use any weapons. He does not use any weapons. And the way he kills is also very playful. And just some demon comes along, he just puts his hand in his mouth. Some other demon just goes inside and expands. Some other demon just rips apart. But when he comes, actually if you see, he comes to Mathura. So in the 9th canto there are 90 chapters. The first 40 chapters are about Rajalila. They are more or less chronological. Sanatana Goswami, in a book called Vaishnava Bhushan, goes into elaborate analysis describing which pastimes happened earlier, which pastimes happened later. Some rearranging is there, but mostly they are chronological. And 41st to 50th chapter is the pastimes in Mathura. And 51st to 90th chapter, they are the pastimes in Dwarka, Hastinapur and other places. So from the 55th chapter onwards, Shukadeva Goswami's description becomes more based on spurti and less on chronology. That means he just, based on his ecstasy, whichever pastime comes in his mind, at that time he describes that pastime. So afterwards it is not chronological. That's why we will see in the 86th chapter, 87th chapter, where the war has already got over, Kurukshetra war has got over. The Kurukshetra war ends in the 77th chapter, where Balramji goes for pilgrimage, and that time the Kurukshetra war is happening. So in the 86th chapter, there is a description of Arjuna kidnapping Subhadra. Now Arjuna kidnapping Subhadra happens much earlier, and after that they marry, then they have Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu is born. Abhimanyu becomes of the age of a fighting warrior, and then he fights in the Kurukshetra. So the point which I am taking over here is when the devotees remember the Lord, it is not always in terms of its chronological sequence. And Sanatana Goswami explains that this is not a bhushan, it's a bhushan. It's not a bhushan, it's not a contamination, it's a bhushan, it's a decoration. Why? Because of two reasons. When our thinking is unorganized, and either we are lazy or we are incapable, then our speaking is also unorganized. I just speak one thing, then I speak another thing, then I speak another thing. So it's all considered rambling. The person doesn't know what I speak. Then when we come relating to goodness, then our speaking becomes well organized. We think before we speak. And okay, I had 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the points I want to speak. So we speak systematically. But when we come to a transcendental level, at that time we are motivated by love. And at that level, logic may be a tool, but logic is not necessary. So when Shukadeva Goswami speaks, sometimes it appears as one thing is not connected, one past is not connected. There is a connection, it may not be a chronological connection. We study the 10th canto, we see there is a connection, as Vaishnava Goswami explains. But it's not necessarily a time-wise connection. So essentially, that is because of love. That when a person loves someone, then actually the mind goes from 1, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. We can't have a linear, even in material life, when people say there is love, say there is romance. If somebody has asked, okay, give 6 reasons why you fell in love with that person. It's difficult to give reasons like that. So love actually goes beyond logic. And that's why when the Bhagavatam is described, Vishwanath Chakravarti does analysis, but at several places in Sarabhava, he says that this is more rasic than analytical. There is more of aesthetics than analytics. I think we discussed this in our last class, the difference between aesthetics and analytics. If we want to see a rose flower, now if I want to relish the rose flower, I have to do it from an artistic perspective. Okay, how beautiful it is, how nicely it's shaped, how nicely it is colored. Now if I look at a rose flower from an analytical perspective. Analytical perspective means that maybe I use the perspective of botanist. Okay, this is the androecium, this is the gynecium, there is many stamens, many carpels. Now okay, that is also useful. But by that analysis, I will completely miss out on the beauty of the rose. So the analytical perspective has its utility. But if you want to relish, then there has to be an aesthetic perspective. The Srimad Bhagavatam starts, the first verse ends with Dhimani. Dhimani is meditate, 1.1.1, ends with meditate, concentrate. And this is more of the analytical, the Vedanta perspective. Analyze, contemplate the absolute truth, who is Janmanasya Tanveditataschavateshwa Svara, who is the source of everything, who is independent, like that is described. But the third verse of the Bhagavatam, what is it described? Pipita Bhagavatam Rasanale Muhur Rasika Bhuvibhanuka. So the third verse is not talking about Dhimani. It is talking about Pipata Rasam. Drink the rasa, enjoy the rasa, become a rasika. Probably before we came to ISKCON, the only time that we heard the word rasa was either Kanna rasa or Amarasa, something like that. So, the sugar cane juice, mango juice. But the Bhagavad, the Vaishnava culture, Gaudiya Vaishnavism introduces us to a different understanding of rasa. Rasa is the sublime emotion that is reciprocated, loving reciprocation with devotees, between devotees and the Lord. Actually, Nakti Shastra is itself an elaborate tradition within the Vedic tradition, and in that rasa is a very well-developed science. But with respect to our discussion, we are talking about how Kunti Maharani is in a particular rasa. And in Bhagavatam, it basically, Shukadeva Goswami is a impersonalist and he becomes a personalist. So the Bhagavatam's 12 cantos are like not a chronological but a conceptual autobiography of Shukadeva Goswami. Chronological means that he will describe this event happened, this event happened, this event happened, like that. But a conceptual autobiography means, if we look at the 12 cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam, the Bhagavatam evolves from an impersonalist conception Brahman to Bhagavan, that is described. So Kunti Maharani here is talking about Rasa. And she is thinking about a person who is related with her. For Kunti Maharani, Yashoda Mai is a person who is up there in worship. She doesn't have much intimate relationship with Yashoda Mai in terms of either bodily relationships or although she is a similar rasa. Bhaktivinoda can analyze various rasas. And he describes that if you have a hierarchy, when Kunti Maharani comes lower than Yashoda Mai, she comes lower than Devaki also in terms of the intimacy of Vatsalya. So she is learning how Devaki was protected repeatedly for many years. And then she says, so there is one danger which continued repeatedly for Devaki and the Lord protected her. He said, but for me there was Vipadgana. Vipadgana, Gana means group. So it's a group of miseries and you protected him from all of them. So she is thinking that the Lord is merciful to his devotees, the Lord is merciful to me also. So next verse she will describe how the Lord protected her. So let's recite this verse once again. Yatha Rishikesh Khale Devaki Kamsena Dudhati Chiram Yucharpita Vimochita Ruchisaha Majavidho Vimochita Ruchisaha Majavidho